sound right, boy. It sound right, boy.
All right, we are here and we are back. What is up? What is happening?
It's showtime.
All right, hello. Just had a pregame show on Parkland Media YouTube channel. Now this is the actual show on Spade Parkland TV. Welcome. Hopefully everybody made it okay. House of Mystics, welcome. Mike says drops bookmark. Okay. Rawls, what is up? What is happening? So House of Mystics, I was listening and cracking up at Victor with the munchies. I mean, he had to eat. Matter of fact, we're going to look at that first. Victor had to eat. And before season 4, it could be theorized, well, maybe he ate peaches or maybe he had a bunch of processed food to eat. Dude is 10. So we know he's not growing food. We know he's not hunting animals. It's possible, but not probable. So we know that. Victor does have a revolver. So you could say maybe he was hunting with a revolver, but what's the likelihood that he was actually hunting stuff with a revolver at age 10? What's the likelihood that he was planting stuff and he basically comes from a family of artists? I'm just saying. So the man in yellow showing up saying, look, you got to eat. I know you don't want to eat this, but you got to eat. And then what can young Victor do? But when in Rome, do what the Romans do. I mean, what else can you do? Que sera, sera. Whatever will be. Right. So what up? So Incognito says too much emotions for Parkland. He got to stretch a little bit. Yeah. So Amanda says Spade left in the pool with Dale and Sophia in yellow. Yeah. Sorry about that. But at least you didn't have to drink a cup of water and pour it back into a pitcher or someone got hurt. So at least you didn't have to do that. So that's the positive thing about that. At least you didn't have to do that. So Raul says Victor is sus. Oh no, I thought Victor was untouchable. I thought Victor was one of the untouchable ones that nobody could speak bad about. Yikes.
That was sus.
All right, yeah. Okay, so Jessica says, Amanda, you play or just busy and haven't had time to sleep. So Amanda says, Spade, no worries. Mike left me some breadcrumbs to follow. Okay. Well, make sure the breadcrumbs don't have you go into the middle of the street where people are munching on stuff. All right. So, and speaking of munching on stuff, let's pull up the episode. Let me take this down. Let's pull up the episode. We're going to pull up this episode. Start off with season 4. Henry was like, I want the truth. Victor said, you want the truth? Henry was like, yeah, I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. And Henry was not able to handle the truth. I mean, based off the last live stream when I was like, look, how could Victor have survived when it wasn't much to survive on and dude is 10? A lot of y'all didn't want the truth. It's more to being Tarzan than just simply being in the jungle. All right, so here's the big revelation. Uh-oh. So at first glance, I thought this was the boy in white, because the person's in all white versus Miranda, who had on blue jeans, skirt, and a brown top. So I was surprised. I'm thinking this was maybe the boy in white. Maybe Eloise drew this, and the boy in white got eaten. I still think that Eloise drew this, just because of how it looks. This looks like Eloise's type of drawing. Look at this picture, and then look at this one. Even this does not look like Victor would draw something like this when you're talking about pictures that he drew when he was 10. I could be wrong, but in this picture, just looking at that before we go to the other one, there's no red on his clothing. There's no red. So Victor, more than likely, let's say the man in yellow chased after Julie and turned around and met Victor. It's more than likely the man in yellow would have red on his yellow suit like he did when Julie saw him. Or let's just say that for whatever reason, the man in yellow didn't see Victor, didn't sense him or whatever, went back to munching on people. Then in this picture right here, where he's got on the yellow suit and there's some red on him, I still think that this would be something Eloise would draw. But let's just say, I'm wrong and this is what Victor drew. Do we think that the man in yellow, sensing Julie and went after Julie, would not do the same thing to Victor? I think he would have sensed Victor's heartbeat or something, would have stopped munching on Miranda, would have went to Victor, and I mean, instead of him being hostile like he was to Julie, he could have been friendly. I mean, kind of would have to be, because how else would Victor survive without munching on stuff like the man in yellow? Now, it also could be that the man in yellow ran after Julie because he was eating, and maybe he was in some type of like berserker state. Because when Julie story walked season 3, episode 10, he didn't do that to Julie as far as running after her. He had a nice little chat. So I imagine that it's possible Victor saw this. If Victor did draw this, he saw it. And we're assuming that this is Miranda. We're assuming it's Miranda. So based off what Victor said, we'll just assume that it's Miranda and Victor drew this. It could be that Victor watched the whole thing happen, and then the man in yellow was full after munching on people in the town and then munching on Miranda. And then with Victor, he could have been pleasant and nice. Maybe he even used magic or some supernatural force to clean up his suit and his body like he did while transforming into Sophia. And so in this theory, when looking at this, when interacting with Victor, he was more pleasant and fun to be around. And Victor he found a way to survive. I mean, he buried this at the rear part of the peach truck. So he may have buried it here because this may have been the point in time when he stopped eating regular food.
He came in a car just like the rest of us.
Like Sophia did.
Thought his yellow suit was funny. And we thought he was just like us. We brought him in and made him our friend.
Made him our friend. So he could be talking about he and Eloise as far as making him their friend. I mean, can you imagine the man in yellow in a bright canary yellow suit hiding from the monsters like everybody else? Everyone else is picking places to hide from the monsters, and he's like hiding with them.
But he wasn't like us. When everyone died, when I found Mom out by the bottle tree, I saw him. He was eating her.
All right, so this is how Victor is telling him this. Victor just sounds kind of like he doesn't seem traumatized, not having a breakdown. He just seems kind of like he's just out of it, telling Henry about Miranda and her fate. He left that part out when talking to Tabitha. He just said that he found Miranda there, and then we know from Tabitha having the flashback of being Miranda that Smiley jumped on Miranda. But this is a new piece of information for what happened to Miranda. And it would be nice if instead of it being Henry, Alice, Jade, Tabitha, Boyd in the sheriff station, that Victor could have been there too and could have revealed some information. And then Tabitha could have just said, in a previous life, I was Miranda. And then Victor and Henry could have had the aha moment or the what the F moment. And then they could have went forward with that. See, so Incognito says, apparently there is a third drawing, crows attacking the man in yellow. You need to turn the image if you can find it. Crows attacking the man in yellow. That's a thing? So Jessica says, when is Julie going to tell anyone she story walks, or has she told some people? Let's see. I might change the thumbnail, y'all. I might end up changing it. I mean, somebody did email me a picture that was like, I couldn't make heads or tails of it. I think that might be what Incognito is talking about. All right, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all this picture. Okay, you know what? All right. So I was asked, do I think that this is Sophia from Victor's Massacre? So right off the bat, I'm gonna say no, because I think the man in yellow was the man in yellow the whole time and not shape-shifting, because I'm sure he knows that Victor survived the massacre. And if Victor saw Sophia alive when he was a kid, he would look at Sophia and immediately recognize her. Now, we haven't had a scene with Victor and Sophia together, but I don't think the man in yellow would shapeshift into Sophia if Sophia was a person that was alive during Victor's time being young. So that's one thing. I just, kind of showing that. It was something else. Yeah, if... Okay, so Jessica's found it. Man, you know what? I don't mean to laugh, but oh, you know what? See, all right. Jessica, you have to give like a warning when you drop something like this. Let me kind of edit this picture. You got to give a warning cuz I don't want to seem insensitive. If you've seen the picture, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to seem insensitive because I already started laughing. It's too late. I can't like take back anything, and I don't want to seem insensitive. So let me doctor this photo up because I don't want to get canceled. I do not want to get canceled. Okay, so I'm going to adjust it and make it brighter and see if we can make heads or tails of it. All right, so there's one, and then there will be two. All right. Yeah, now I can show you all the picture. Yeah, this was yeah, and the picture wasn't explicit or anything. It's just there was something else with it that it kind of took me for a surprise. And anyway. Okay. So here. So this is the unedited photo, and then this is the kind of like edited photo. So first we're gonna look at unedited. Let me rename this. All right, we'll figure out which one we can see the best. All right, so this is the unedited photo, and looking at it, it's and this is from the desk of Jessica. Hold on. So Incognito says, "Look, Henry got drawings in his hand, but we just saw two." Uh-oh, somebody. So Incognito Jessica's mocking you. What? The man in yellow could have led him to the settlement. This place sees plenty of food for Victor. Okay, Jessica says, I got that image. You know, I appreciate that. Okay, yeah, Jessica says she emailed the picture Incognito was talking about. Yeah, I got it. Well, you emailed more than that. What is it, a drawing or an actual screenshot? Let's see. Incognito says, no worries, just self-mockery. You see, I'm not crazy. Okay. And just so everybody knows, Jessica didn't send an explicit picture. It's just that there's someone with the picture that I try to be open-minded about stuff. And even though I live in Las Vegas and it's open-mindedness everywhere, and we're in an open-minded world, it's still maybe one day I'll show you all the full picture and y'all will be like, oh, okay. But anyway, we ain't gonna go into that. Where are we going with this? Okay, so we're going with this, and that I guess this is supposed to be allegedly the crows attacking the man in yellow. This is supposed to be like other pictures that Henry's looking at, I guess, of Victor. And maybe this is either blood or branches. But apparently people think that these are the crows attacking the man in yellow. So my thought is, if this is supposed to be the crows attacking the man in yellow, and we'll look at the other one. The edited one might be a little bit better. If this is the crows attacking, yeah, that looks horrible. See, I've seen this picture, but I'm like, I don't know what this is. I mean, I guess you could say the crows could be attacking the man in yellow, but I imagine if the crows were going to attack the man in yellow, they would attack Sophia. And if this is the crows attacking the man in yellow, this would be the past. So maybe Julie might see this event when Victor drew this, if Victor did draw this, but it's very difficult to make heads or tails of what this is besides yellow, like maybe a yellow suit, a crow attacking the man in yellow, and I don't know. But these seem to be a lot of drawings, and it could be other drawings in the sack that Henry got from Victor. Because going back to the sack, so this is the sack right here. So when Victor, I think it's a sack, or maybe he picked the pictures up from the ground. So I thought they were maybe in like a sack, but I guess he buried the pictures. Or is that a sack right there? Or that's the actual pictures? Yeah, I don't... Okay, you know what? It is a sack. Okay. So this is a sack right here. So Henry... Okay, so there's a lot more pictures. Okay, so you see at the bottom right here. The picture that we're kind of like struggling with is right here. So I don't know if Victor drew on the front or the back, but this is the picture right here. Yeah, same thing. Like it's very hard to make out what it is. We see the yellow and we see that there are other pictures. Maybe he'll look at those pictures episode 5. But it's very difficult to make heads or tails as to what is on the picture. People have kind of speculated that maybe the crows are attacking the man in yellow. Maybe this means the crows are good instead of being bad. I don't know. So what do you all think? Do you all think the crows are attacking the man in yellow? Effigy of the man in yellow is that picture of a bottle tree. Yeah. I mean, we see brown. I don't know. I mean, it could be the man in yellow eating the crows. But there are more than 2 pictures. It's just that the two pictures that we saw were what we were able to make out during the episode. And so Jessica's saying man in yellow with crows. So honestly, I can't really make out heads or tails. I imagine that it has something to do with the man in yellow, of course, and that maybe he's eating a crow. Everyone's guess is better than mine. Spade, get in the box. Man in yellow eating crows. Yeah, maybe he's eating the crows. Michael Sullivan says, I'm seeing a motel under the man in yellow now. A motel? What? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So I think this is what's going to end up being at the settlement, that's what they pull out from the water. So for all we know, maybe Victor drew this. So I'm just rewinding it because, yeah, even back then there was no motel that we could see from this angle. I mean, it's possible. Maybe this could be something associated with the hotel that you can barely see. I mean, it would be in the right spot for the Star Magic motel. Yeah, if it is, you can't even really tell. Because they're right there at the Matthews new home, and you can tell because that's the getaway sign right there. Yeah. I mean, she drew the symbol the way she was supposed to, so it's not the symbol that was an issue. Shot placement is super important. Star Magic motel, yep. Looks like a little like Bob Odenkirk. So Incognito says I've got better quality for the image. Okay. More clear? Okay. Well, if you want to email it, I'll take a look. Liver full of vitamins. The man in yellow seems to throw up something from his mouth. What? You sure? Are you sure? He seems like he was not chewing with his mouth open. Like he finished his meal somewhat. So I don't know. Randall, the low-key MVP of this season so far, yeah. Okay, Incognito said I'm going to send it in just a second. Okay. I don't know. I don't really see him throw up anything. I don't know. Don't see any throwing up. I think it's just a piece of the liver he's chewing on. I like how he senses her appearance rather than noticing her. Yeah. Mmm. Yeah, he looks just as surprised to see her as she sees him. He was about to chomp on Julie. Also, the blood all over him looks more like he was only eating rather than being the one that caused the carnage. Yeah. He might be just getting like, I still believe that people went through the faraway tree, fell from the sky, landed in the town, and they were just ripe for the pickings. Okay, I got an email. I'm gonna get you. Holy cow. You know what? Some of you all have to be getting this stuff from people who work in production. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Yeah, this is production level quality. Okay, what we're going to do is this is nice. Wow. Yeah, this is Incognito. Are you in the production for From? If you are, it's cool. If you are, it's cool. Your secret is safe with us. Are y'all ready for this? Yeah, thank you, Incognito, for this. This is somebody who was on set and was like, you know what? I took time out to draw this, and you all are not gonna have my work in the episode. Here you go. Look at this. Okay, we can actually have an intellectual discussion with this. Okay, so I see the fingers at the bottom. Let me make this smaller so we can see. So I see the fingers at the bottom, so we're going to assume this is right side up. Or, well, you know what? Let me turn it. This looks a little bit better. So, okay, it looks clearer. It looks more clear, but I still don't know what's going on. I mean, this could be crows. This could be the man in yellow. This could be him shape-shifting. So what do y'all think? Facial Dig says, I'm zooming in real hard. Well, I mean, so House of Mystics, I just noticed that during the viewing and trying to search the pic, so there's two people in the drawing. Okay, so maybe this is a person. I don't even know. Okay, let's try to. Because it doesn't look like Victor or Eloise drew this. I'm going to leave it right there to for you all to kind of examine it. Red Star says, oh, House of Mystics, that would be cool if Fatima's golem saved them from the man in yellow. Also, Anne's Big Boss says, it looks like he's turning into a spider. Okay, I could kind of see that because the spider head right there. But I mean, if he's turning into something, he would take his clothes off like he did with the Sophia transformation. So Amanda says, do you remember those pictures in the 90s that you had to stare at for a long time to see what the picture really was underneath all the mess? Yeah. The bottom, it looks like it says Ethan. Let's turn it. Let's turn it. Let's turn it. Okay, not that direction. So Incognito 1777, are you in production for the show? You know what? If you can't answer, email me and let me know if you are. This drawing broke you off. I mean, you sent a clearer picture of what was underneath all the stacks of paper that Henry has, but it's like, WTF? Like, what? It's kind of hard to make out what this is. So I'm just wondering, like, you explain it to us. Like, what is this? Are you in production? Told you I'm not just a casual viewer. Okay. So Jessica says, when he shapeshifts in episode 1, didn't he do it next to a tree slump or something? Well, he did. Okay, he shapeshifted, but remember, he took his suit off and put it at the mini ruins of the tree. So if this is the shapeshifting, then he wouldn't have on the yellow suit. Well, okay, let's just say hypothetically this is from the past, because it's all these stacks of pictures and papers of Victor or whoever drawing this stuff in the past. I imagine that because we're seeing the man in yellow munching on people while he's in his yellow suit, that if this is him, this could be the reason why Victor may have came into contact with the man in yellow, but the man in yellow didn't do anything to him because maybe the crows attacked the man in yellow and made him retreat. That's what I'm thinking as far as what this may be. But look at this. I'm going to shrink this down just to kind of show you all why I don't think this is one of Victor's drawings. Okay, let me so look at this monstrosity and then look at the pictures that Ethan has Henry look at. Look at that one. And then look at this one right here. So just kind of comparing, look at how this design is and look at this. This may have been made by Miranda, or maybe, I don't know, because remember, Victor draws stuff to remember things. This looks like someone older had drawn this, and it's just like a monstrosity. So if Victor or Eloise drew this one, we know they didn't draw this one, but they're together. So for all we know, this could be Miranda's drawing on the left. I mean, Miranda did make a painting of the man in yellow that was in the basement in Maine. So it's reasonable to believe that perhaps Miranda made this one, whatever this is supposed to be, and then this may have been made by like Eloise, foreshadowing the mom being eaten, and then Victor saw the mom be eaten. Just because of the fact that this picture looks similar to how Eloise was drawing stuff, and Victor hid Eloise's pictures, and he hid these, so it could be that this is a combination of Eloise and Miranda's pictures. So Amanda says, maybe it is a Jaboko tree protecting or killing the man in yellow. Could be. Because the trees do move. The trees do move. And remember, in the episode, Victor was pace counting the trees. So it could be that this could be the trees attacking the man in yellow. maybe in the past. Incognito says, this drawing is an enigma. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's like, first it's who drew it. Then it's what are we looking at? Then it's why is it with the pictures of the ones that look like they were drawn by Eloise or maybe even Victor. But even though Victor showed Henry these pictures, that doesn't necessarily mean that Victor drew them, even though Victor is saying that he witnessed Miranda being eaten. Like, I mean, Victor didn't even tell Tabitha that Miranda, his mom, was eaten by the man in yellow. Victor just said that this is where he found his mother, talking about finding Miranda at the faraway tree, the bottle faraway tree. Yeah. Thank you, Incognito. I appreciate it. We all appreciate it. This is something to ponder on. Some nightmare fuel. Because the only thing that was referenced was this. But now we're looking at this nightmare fuel to help us lose sleep tonight. Okay, so Amanda's talking about a vampire tree. It appears as an ordinary tree, but consumes human blood. Yikes! That could be like the tree that was seen by Jade in the hallucination with the Civil War soldier that was shooting at Jade. Yeah, thank you, Incognito. Okay, so Red Star says, I believe one of the creators did confirm it was Miranda's drawings. Maybe Henry can draw too, but the basement drawings are Miranda's. Yeah. And then even Henry said that the drawings were Miranda's. So Brian Bob says that one looks significantly older than the other. Maybe he found that one from a previous cycle. Could be. It is on. So some things to kind of take a note of is this paper appears to be the same kind of paper that was found, that Boyd found in one of the bottles on the bottle tree. Let me show you. I'll get to it eventually. Let's see. Yeah, I thought I was going to have it handy somewhere. Let's see. Okay. 1864. Let's see. Yeah, sorry it took so long to find it. I have like 1,000 theories. All right, so this is the picture of Boyd with the 1864. So this paper kind of seems similar to this paper. But then I have a better example of paper exactly, because I mean basically it's the paper that that Victor used. It kind of seems like it's not because it's the picture is enhanced, but look at this paper and then look at this. But you know what? A better example is the pictures that are in season 3. Nah, not really. The paper is similar, but not the same. So let me get another one. Let me look at Eloise's pictures. You know what? Now that we've seen Sophia on the show, Eloise's drawing that has somebody in blonde hair, this could be Sophia controlling the voices. It could be Sophia controlling the voices. And she looks sad because this is Sophia's look of looking kind of menacing, like we saw her on the bed when she was doing an incantation of the voices to mess with Sarah. So that wasn't the picture that I wanted to show you all, but I just wanted to show you all that while I'm about to pull up Eloise's pictures. Oh. Okay, so here's the actual picture. Yeah, I mean, it could be the same paper, just older. Because remember, Victor got these from the ground. So I imagine that it's been dirt and water and weatherization has hit this more than being in a trunk. But it kind of appears to be the same paper. What do you think? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I mean, to me, it's kind of like the same paper. Because in Fromville, from what I've seen, it just seems like you either have the yellow paper or the white paper. And I imagine that the humans would be the only ones to actually draw stuff, such as that the humans may have been the ones to draw the cave painting in the cave. Her drawings are supposed to be erratic and quick so she doesn't forget. She probably taught that to Victor, who also draws quickly. Could be. Could be. What? We're talking about a fling? What are y'all doing? Are y'all shipping somebody again? The F below the red line looks like the F runes from the talismans. Oh, you're talking about right here. Yeah, it does. This could be a symbol of the faraway tree. The missing Dead Sea Scrolls ended up in Fromville. Mike's talking about the Bible. Iron Abbey was a Marine, probably saw war zones like Boyd. Boyd sort of thrived in Fromville at first, and Iron Abbey unraveled quickly. Yeah. I mean, believe it or not, but when it comes to like, and you know, Amanda sent me an email, I forgot to respond to it about the military or whatever, but so most people that do well in, let's say, combat, but they fall to pieces outside of a combat zone or in regular society is because most of the time with combat, you're able to do things because of muscle memory. So Abby may have been all-star as a Marine because she trained and trained and trained and got a lot of muscle memory. But then when she's no longer a Marine and has hung up the uniform and retired, in Fromville, she may have unrattled because there's nothing to shoot. It's very difficult to be someone who shoots first, asks questions last, when there's nothing to shoot and you have to kind of wrap your mind around what's going on. Especially when you have no operation order to go off of, you have no left or right limits, you're by yourself. It's easy to unravel. And I think that's why Abby ended up playing Duck Hunt, because she's so used to shooting stuff, even though she said she's waking people up from a dream and all that. I mean, I imagine that, in my opinion, that her shooting stuff was like her way of releasing tension from being stressed about being trapped in a place that doesn't make sense, in my opinion. And so Boyd might have been the same way, whereas Boyd, his muscle memory was being in charge, doing things, being a leader over resources. And so he kind of reverted to the muscle memory of his military training. So it may have been easier for Boyd to adapt because he's in logistics. They're not shooters. They're more about distributing resources and organizing and telling people what to do. So it would be easier for Boyd to adjust as opposed to Abby, in my opinion. So Amanda says, I really wish they hadn't explained Abby's dreams. I really wish they had not explained Abby's dreams more. So in my opinion, I think I would have liked them to explain Abby's dreams, because if Abby was saying he had a dream of the place as a little girl, okay, we're on the same page. We're on the same page. Because Abby having dreams of Fromville could be the reason why the Stevens were brought to Fromville, because of Abby. And that would make sense that the Matthews were brought into Fromville because of Tabitha. Jade and Toby were brought in because of Jade. The Stevensons were brought in because of Abby. The bus was brought in because of Elgin. But the idea of Marielle also being on the bus and having a connection to Fromville because of Christy, I don't know. And the video I made, I kind of gave the side eye, because I'm like, how could both of y'all be on the bus and both of y'all have a connection to Fromville? But Marielle may have just been a chance encounter. It could have been really just getting Elgin to the township and not Elgin and Marielle. I could accept that. Like, Marielle was just a chance encounter. Yeah, Amanda says, I can't type tonight. That happens to the best of us. So House of Mystics says, but if the Infinity Ring is Boyd's, are they both original members of From? Well, I mean, the Infinity symbol that's on Boyd's ring, I've seen other people get that, and it just means when you take your vows, you know, you're saying you're married till death do you part, and our love is going to be infinite. Even if one of us dies, we'll still have love for each other. I've seen people do the infinity thing on a wedding ring or wedding band. So I'm thinking that's what that is that they just meant that their love for each other was going to be infinite. And that might be the reason Boyd is not moving on, because he's like, even though you're not here, I still love you for infinity or eternity. I mean, some people are like that. Like, there's some people that they get married and somebody dies, they mourn, and then they move on, they're right back dating. And you got other people who are like, I'm not planning on really moving on. This was the love of my life, and even though Abby's gone, I'm still going to be with her, even in spirit. But then again, you got Acosta coming through. Acosta looks just like Abby. Looks just like Abby. It's kind of difficult to do that when you got a younger model of Abby running around.
Game over.
So, it's kind of, I love you forever, but maybe the powers that be sent a younger version of you. Stella got her groove back. Why not me? So Michelle says, plus Christy gave Ethan a sedative, which caused him to have a trip like dream about the Lake of Tears and spiders. Yeah. Yeah. Knowledge. And I wonder, I mean, when you think about it, okay, you could say that knowledge came with the cost of Ethan injuring his leg, but his leg was injured before getting the knowledge. So Amanda says no Boyd and Acosta. Okay, so I thought you were shipping Boyd and Acosta at one point. Have you changed your mind, or have you always been like against it? So if you all are shipping Boyd and Acosta, you have resistance in Amanda. You got resistance. So Nicole says that picture looks like a girl with long hair and yellow dress out in the sun because of the sun on top. You talking about the one with Eloise and Victor, or the monstrosity? So I really just brought up, I really brought up this Eloise picture to kind of show you all that the paper may be similar, and that it could be that maybe Miranda drew this using the same paper that was provided to Eloise and Victor. So that's what that was about. Yeah, I'm still going to leave this up, this monstrosity, for people to kind of make heads or tails about, because, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. We can speculate all day. Will we get more information? But thank you, Incognito, for that. And, okay, so I got some more pictures. We'll take a look. It's a picture off. Okay, so Jessica has sent something. So did you make this? So before I show it on the screen, Jessica, did you make that? I'm going to give you credit. I want to give you credit. I just want to know, did you make it? So, season 3, episode 4. What? Okay. Okay, so these are pictures from like 15 days ago. Maybe they were in the show, I just didn't see it. I don't know. Okay, so first I want to hear about it's like a PDF. Jessica says I was pulling pictures offline just for us to look at on downtime. I don't draw. I didn't make it. Oh, I'm sorry. What about the cool finds one? The understanding the from ritual and the 47 cycle. I just don't want to show it if it's from like another creator, because I would want that creator to get credit. Unless you did this, then I'll give you credit. So I just want to kind of give someone credit, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to take from someone else, because this is very elaborate. This is something that normally would be shown in like someone's theory video. So so I remember seeing this one from Boyd and the Goat. So I just want to kind of find out about the cool finds before proceeding forward with that. The pictures on the right looks like someone took out Santa. This one right here. So if you're experiencing buffering, I'm sorry. I'll start closing stuff down if you are. YouTube is saying that you may be experiencing buffering. Okay, so... Oh, so this channel is not monetized. So if you do want to donate, you could do Cash App, $Spade Parkland. But this channel is not monetized. So there's like other ways to do super chats and stuff, but it's buffering on my Fire Stick, not on my phone. Okay. Yeah, so if somebody does want to donate, I appreciate it. It's $Spade Parkland. I really haven't really just mentioned it because I don't want to make anyone feel like you have to do it or anything. I just kind of say it normally at the end of a video when I say, you know, you could donate through Super Thanks or Cash App, $Spade Parkland. So if you want to, appreciate it. If not, it's good either way. Yeah, so yeah, right now it's saying the stream is poor, so I don't know what's going on. But if you're experiencing buffering, try to close it down and bring it back up. Oh, I appreciate it. I have Apple Pay, Venmo. Yeah, if you all do want to do it by Super Thanks, you could always go to Parkland Media, that YouTube channel, and you could just do a Super Thanks over there. And that. So Mike says, is Cash App better than via YouTube? I mean, so I can't really just pick one or the other. And the reason being is that with the Super Chat, your comment stands out. And it's a good thing because your comment stands out. I can see it, whether it's on a live stream or upload a video. I can see it better, and then other people will see it, and it'll make them maybe want to donate. That's the full story on that. With Cash App, I get the money right now. So instead of me having to wait to get the money, I get the money right now, and then that pays for like my internet bill or whatever. So there really isn't a better. It just depends on like it just whatever somebody wants to do. If they're like, well, I can't do Cash App, they could always go to Parkland Media and just do a super thanks on a video already uploaded, and then boom. So YouTube does take a portion, which I don't mind because I'm like partnered with YouTube, and I do want YouTube to get their cut. But YouTube also gets their cut because of commercials. So if you're like, well, you know, I don't know about donating through super thanks or super chat or anything, I don't want to do Cash App, then you could always watch the commercials without skipping on Parkland Media. You could always watch the commercials without skipping. If you are a YouTube Premium member and you don't see commercials, then you're benefiting just by watching the content because I get a percentage of that. So Raw73 says, I couldn't find you on Cash App. Yeah, it's definitely $ Spade Parkland. But you know, I mean, if you can't find me on Cash App, it's no big deal. But it is $ Spade Parkland. Yeah, so kind of piggybacking on what Amanda's saying, I do start off on the Parkland Media channel, and then we redirect over here. That way we can speak freely, because YouTube is anti-live stream. Just to kind of tell y'all too much information, YouTube is anti-live stream, anti-YouTube Shorts. They want you to do it, but they don't really reward you for it. So that's why I live stream over here, so that way Parkland Media doesn't really get hit or anything if we play some copyright or play some music, or we get knee deep in the weeds on stuff. And I mean, this channel sooner or later will be monetized, but for right now, you know, if you can't donate, or there's no way to donate or whatever, I say don't worry about it. Just watch the commercials on Parkland Media and we'll call it square. Or if you don't want to donate anything, then just simply commenting in the comment section is cool. If you see hype, you can click the hype and hype a video up. Whatever you do or don't do is cool with me. We're all fromily. Oh, it rhymes. Whatever you do is cool with me. We're all fromily. So House of Mystics, I did send a small thank you. I really enjoy your yoga stretch and the chat. Okay, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yep, okay. Yeah, so thank you for the Cash App. So K Hood, for love your show. I have a great time. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, hype it up, hype it up. Yeah, I appreciate it. So why is House of Mystics saying no? All right, so I think we've kind of tried to make heads or tails of the monstrosity. Hopefully they kind of like give us more later on in the season, because I'm seeing yellow, which could be man in yellow, but it could also be the man in yellow attacking someone. Like, okay, here's one way to look at it. Here's one way to look at it. And it's you could say it's a yoga stretch, but so one way to look at it could be that this is the man in yellow. This is all the past. Uh-oh. And the man in yellow could be fighting one of the monsters. Like, you know how the monsters transform? this could be the monster transformed and is fighting the man in yellow, and the man in yellow is winning, but the monster is also attacking the man in yellow. Like, it could be the monster and it could be the crow both attacking the man in yellow, and that's what we're seeing. And that's why we see like kind of like blood coming down, because it could be blood from the crow, blood from the man in yellow, and it could be the monster having something come out of it as well. So if I had to make heads or tails, that could be the reason why it's hard to make out what's going on, because maybe Miranda saw this in a vision and she had to like hurry up and like draw it out. And that's why it looks kind of rushed, as opposed to the pictures we see in the bottom of the basement in Maine. And even Victor's stuff, it looks like Victor and Eloise, when they make their drawings, it seems like they're sitting down and making what they've seen. Maybe Eloise is making what she's seen from a vision. But this looks a little bit more sketchy, because it could be that she was observing a battle and it was just very difficult to see everything. But it could be the man in yellow versus a crow versus a monster, and this could be a point where maybe the man in yellow asserted his dominance over the other supernatural stuff in the township, and now he's king. That's what my guess would be, is if I had to make heads or tails of this, this could have been maybe like a war or something, and then we kind of have you kind of can see something right here in the lower right hand. This could be like some type of face or something. Because let's say if the man in yellow is not the thing that the townspeople made a deal with, I imagine the man in yellow would still be there. And it could be that you have different forces in the township that is basically, it's almost like equivalent to like a zoo. So humans are the food, and then you have different things in the zoo that's fighting over the dominance of the area. So like you have lions versus tigers versus bears versus cheetahs versus hyenas. Like the same way you have a zoo, or even just the jungle, that when it comes to fighting over, let's say, a carcass, all the different animals will fight each other to have dominance over this carcass, over this food or food source. You know, that could be what we're looking at. I mean, we won't know heads or tails until later on. I was going on. Okay, thank you, Lisa, for the Cash App. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Amanda, for the Cash App. I appreciate it. It says from Frumily. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. You all are too kind. Too kind. So if I had to just say what I think this is, it just seems like maybe some type of like battle taking place. And maybe now, 40 years later, the monsters have submitted to the man in yellow. The monsters have acquiesced to the music box monster. The monsters are at the bottom part of the food chain, and maybe the kimono woman is a servant of who made the Faustian bargain with the monsters. Where he said the face is. So I would say, like, okay, this right here could be the crow. This could be the crow attacking the man in yellow from like behind him. And then this part right here could be the man in yellow's head. Right there. And then he's got on the yellow suit, so this could be the past. And then this could be one of the creatures in creature mode fighting the man in yellow. Maybe even losing. And then so this red, like this right here could be the man in yellow's like hand tearing apart a crow, tearing apart a monster. And he's also taking damage, and that might be the reason why we're seeing red. And then this could be something. But if I had to make heads or tails, I would say this is what it looks like to me. And then looking at it from like a wider angle, this could be like Amanda was saying, or maybe it was somebody, maybe it was Amanda. This could be one of the faraway trees, or trees with bottles on it, because there was a tree that had bottles on it that wasn't a faraway tree. This could be one of the trees moving, because remember, Victor said the trees moved 4 inches. And I think that the trees moved the tent where Boyd and Sarah were in and moved it to the spider's nest. So this could be the trees up here moving. I mean, for all we know, they could be in combat too. It could have been like a whole war for the township, and maybe the man in yellow won. Or it could be the man in yellow lost, and that could be the reason why we only see him in the forest until he turns into Sophia. So for all we know, the man in yellow lost, and maybe he's aligned himself with some monsters, but not all. But I just think that maybe the man in yellow more than likely won, simply because the part where Sophia goes outside of the clinic before Kenny goes out there, she's like right out there fake crying, and then the monsters come up as soon as Kenny walks outside. So I imagine that it was an ambush to see what Kenny would do, and training Kenny in a way, and trying to see what type of person Kenny is, the same way Sophia was doing with Sarah, with having Sarah drink the water, put it back into the pitcher. I think like Sophia gave Kenny a crap test, and then Sophia basically gave Sarah a crap test, like just testing to see who's who in town and what's going on, whose buttons can I push, whose can I not. Kind of like where you got a situation with like a job or in a classroom at school, you got somebody who's a bully. The bully's going to try everybody to see what their reaction is. Whoever the bully can't beat up or make submit, the bully's going to leave them alone, but the bully's going to target those who will allow themselves to be manipulated, bullied, beat up, or who lose a fight or whatever. So I imagine Sophia's doing the same thing, just testing the waters with everybody, seeing who can I push around, who can I manipulate, who I cannot. So if I had to say, did the man in yellow win or lose, I think he won. It's just that there's something going on with him. Maybe he can't go against a large number of people, and that's why he's going to get people to quote unquote tear each other apart because of that. So where's the peaches? Well, okay. So Amanda Vidra, it's an evil Amanda. We have 2 Amandas. We gotta watch out, y'all. Gotta watch out. Gotta watch out, y'all. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Got two of them. It might be like Highlander. There can only be one. There can only be one. But that's what I was saying on the previous channel as far as that stream, that Victor surviving on peaches for decades would be unlikely. And I'm going to take this down. It could be said that the way Victor survived could have been munching on stuff like the man in yellow. I know we don't want to think that way, but if Victor came into contact with the man in yellow didn't attack him. Victor said he hadn't seen the boy in white in a long time. No adults came into the township. The man in yellow was there. For all we know, the man in yellow could have been like, look, kid, if you want to survive, let me know. But to survive, you're going to have to eat. And guess what's here for food? Guess what we got here for food? Rats, crows, and peaches? Well, I don't know, Mita. Peaches for decades? I don't know. Eats liver, human liver? Could be. I mean, it's kind of hard to live off of peaches alone. Yeah, if y'all thinking that, I'm a do these peaches for decades. Right, Jessica says name alert, exactly. Yeah, y'all might have ran the other Amanda off because I don't see her commenting anymore. So there's that. Millions of peaches for free. Well, okay. There were peaches for free back when Victor was a kid and maybe becoming a teen, but eventually you're going to run out of peaches. So Michelle's asking, are you saying he is a daywalker monster? You talking about the man in yellow? Whatever he is, for him to eat stuff and attack stuff, he doesn't go into a monster mode. So it could be that he is a fairy or a fallen angel or something, but he doesn't like transform to attack people or to eat. We've seen that season 3, episode 10 when he attacked Jim, even when he went after Julie, he did not transform to attack, wasn't transformed to eat like the monsters do. So I imagine that he could be maybe a fairy, because traditionally vampires drink blood, but do they consume organs? I don't know. Okay, so so this comes from Jessica. This comes from Jessica Newberry. We're going to give her credit. So I think we're done with the of myths or monsters. You know what? Okay, but before we get to Jessica's and the rest of the emails, let's just take a peek at what is what I mean by the scarecrows at the end. So I think pretty much that's all the quote unquote mysteries. If between the uploads that I made and what we're doing on this live stream. Okay, so at the end, so remember this. Remember this crow. The scarecrow coming to life, and then there's the other one. There's the cabin scarecrow and the blue scarecrow. So remember them, remember them. I think this is what they're going to pull out from the lake at the end of or what they pull, or what they're gonna pull out the lake between episode 4 and episode 5. So this is here's that episode. So spoiler alert, if you have not seen season 4, episode 4, spoiler alert. I should have did this already. I mean, it's Tuesday, so I imagine that people have had enough time to see episode 4 by now. I mean, people are talking about episode 5. All right, so this guy, he's like, oh, I want to be helpful and pull this out of the lake. They're pouring water on the bird, the only bird that we've seen in the township besides crows. They're doing the beautiful pouring water thing. Ethan notices this first. So there it is. This is Ellis. This is the shot of Ellis from the trailer. So now we know when he was going to do this. Yeah. So bloop. And so I think this is where the scarecrows come from. So look at that. And then here is the trailer where they kind of just tell us exactly what it is. See, is this trailer? Let me make sure it's this trailer and not the other one that we saw. Okay, it may have been one of those teaser trailers and not. No, okay, right here. Right here. So they pretty much gave us the answer to what we're looking at right here. And so a hint. So I'm pretty sure this is what it is. So they're going to pull this up from the lake, and it's scarecrows. And so a way that we know that it is for sure, I mean, we should have noticed it when the trailer first dropped, but there's cabbage right here. Either cabbage or a lettuce. We see Ellis because we know Ellis was out there. I think this may be Tabitha. Let me go back. Maybe that's what Tabitha's wearing. Yeah. So this is what Tabitha's wearing. Let me get a picture of Tabitha. I think when she was talking to Donna, you could see her actual outfit. Y'all see that? So it's looking like maybe this was Tabitha. I don't know. Her hair is kind of pulled back here. So maybe it's not her. I don't know. Maybe it's a different day or something. But I imagine this might be Tabitha right here. And they're uncovering the scarecrow that were in the water. But this does look like Donna's shirt right here. I could be reading too much into it. This could be Donna's shirt. This might be Donna's hand. But anyway, let me get back to the part at the end of the episode of season 4, episode 4, where y'all can see the stuff in the water. It just looks exactly like it. Yay, bring the bird back to life. Yeah. So it's kind of like the same. Y'all see how it's kind of the same thing? How this appears to be some type of, like, I guess, seaweed or something, or grass. So that's pretty much what I think it is that somebody buried the scarecrows. They pulled the scarecrows up. And they're thinking, well, maybe we have something to help us with the crows. And then they start whooping on the humans. They start whooping on the humans. Beating the humans up. What? Okay, so this is so episode 7 and 8 synopsis. We're still on episode 4. Hold on. We're still on episode 4. Wow, we already on a 7 and 8 synopsis, y'all.
Wow.
So Mike says, if anyone predicted this, then you definitely know they're packing spoilers. Yeah, leaks, getting leaks, and then packaging them up as theories. But yeah, in my opinion, the trailer pretty much spoiled episode 5. So episode 5 is more than likely going to be the cabin episode where the scarecrow busts into the cabin. So the blue scarecrow that's, like, I guess, chasing people through fields, that might be what that is. Like the blue scarecrow, maybe, let's pull up the blue scarecrow. Maybe the one chasing people through fields. They may be doing a whole they may be getting chased the whole time, running at nighttime too, running through fields, running. It could be a scramble, and people could end up getting split up. I mean, because if someone busts in like this, like the dude on the left, if somebody busts in like this, there is no hiding. You have to like run away. And then it appears that this one is going after people in fields. So he's coming after you, and like while he's whooping up on one person, you basically are gonna run out of the cabin to avoid him, and then she's getting you in the field. Now, based off of the trailer, it's looking like so I'm counting 1, 2, definitely 3, maybe 4. It may be 4 of them. And that's if there's more. There may be more than this. Those scarecrows are not the ones attacking unless they went and got changed. Well, I don't know. So I would say this: it's possible. We know that the trailers have been misleading. So this scarecrow right here looks like it could be this guy right here. That looks similar to that one, and then this blue one could be right here. So it's possible that, in this shot in the trailer, they're uncovering them, and maybe they're going to stuff them with something, or maybe they stuff themselves. But it seems like this brown one is right here. This blue one is right here. To me, those are the two right there, at least 2 of them. And then you got these, you got Tweedledee and Tweedledum right here. No monsters, though, just the scares. All right, you ready for me to blow your mind? As California 9045. So California, if Henry is saying that Miranda drew the pictures in the basement, and you're saying that Miranda didn't draw any of the pictures, remember, Miranda painted those from visions. Oh, she drew them but didn't know him when he showed up. I mean, possibly. That's possible. Because it appeared that he had a scar on his face, so in the picture, so it could be possible. Yeah, but she would have known. I mean, well, how do you believe, or how do you know that that she didn't know who the man in yellow was when he showed up? Henry didn't want Victor. What? See, California, I think you trolling. Oh, Henry didn't want Victor to say anything when they all said we got to talk to him. Well, no, I mean, remember, Henry just experienced Victor having a meltdown the previous episode with the crow. I mean, with the man in yellow suit. So if, as a dad, you're seeing your son pee on himself and have a breakdown over seeing the suit, it would be understandable that you want to talk to your son, to talk to your son about the yellow suit, when the yellow suit is what caused him to wet himself and have a whole breakdown. So I don't know. I mean, there's people who are like, Henry's the bad guy and this and that. I mean, there's an argument for that. There's an argument for that, but then it's like, well, where are we getting this information from? Victor said the man in yellow came and everyone thought it was him. No. All right, California's just talking. California, you know what? I don't know. It seems like you're just spamming the chat. Nothing wrong with theory crafting, but when Victor said that Man in Yellow arrived, Victor said that everyone liked his yellow canary suit and they took him in. So I did watch the last episode. I even played some of it. Yeah, so no, Victor definitely did not say that when the Man in Yellow came into town that they thought the Man in Yellow was Victor or Henry. Okay, so Jessica says, if you don't see me in the next live, I may be shifting to Fromville land. Okay. Yeah, Miranda was there and didn't know him, but drew a lot of pictures of him. Okay. There's only one picture she officially drew of him. I think she may have drawn the picture we had on the screen. Henry been taking pictures from Victor and their bookmarks. So the pictures are bookmarks. Okay. How can the pictures be bookmarks if Julie took something with her, dropped it, and then when she got pulled out by Randall, the item that she drew on and left there came back with her the same way that she left? Henry is the evil one, trust me. Okay. Okay. So have you seen the entire season 4? Is that what you're going off of? You got to take Victor's picture and then story walk with it? Okay, that kind of makes sense. As a theory. I'm with Jessica. Have you seen all the episodes or are you just guessing? Because California B9045 could be, okay, he said he watched everything. Okay, you know what? Let me slow you down. We're gonna put you in a timeout for like just 10 minutes. Let's slow you down. Hold on. Okay, so the reason why I put you in a timeout, so you didn't say spoiler alert. You didn't say, no, you didn't say spoiler alert. You just boom, 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 boom. And it's like, we're thinking like, what are you talking about? Where are you getting this information from? Bro, just trust me. You should have just came right out the gate and said, oh, I've seen the entire season 4. What I'm dropping are spoilers. You just threw them out there, bro. Just threw them out there. So you're not blocked. You're just on timeout because slow down with the spoilers. Slow down. So Rick Costa says, I thought people only saw up to episode 6. No, people more than likely have seen the entire season 4, and they probably know about season 5 as well. So I know, we kind of do watch trailers that talks about future episodes, but it's like, at least give us a spoiler alert. I know that you may have watched the entire season on someone's Discord, or maybe you used press credentials to see the entire season. That's your business. Just give us a spoiler alert and allow us to make the choice unless we want to be spoiled or not. Yeah, at least give us the choice to be spoiled and let us know up front, I've seen all the episodes of season 4. I've seen episode 1 through 10. of season 4. Here's what it is. Yeah, Dave Millicent, I feel dirty now. Yeah. They have next season's titles already up. Season 5 is already up. I'm telling you, season 5 is someone's Discord is playing season 5. Either they're playing it or they've played it. Yeah, Incognito says, yeah. So, I mean, I was reading stuff out loud, and I'm thinking, like, where's this coming from? Is this a guess? Is it a theory? Because I've heard a couple of these as theories floating around. But these days, people will say something like, let's say we all just watched season 1 of From, and Boyd is in the bottom of the well. Some people will say, hey, trust me, there's going to be a man up there when Boyd gets up there. It's going to be a man chained. And you're thinking, like, wait a minute, are you guessing? Or is this a theory or something? And then after like 10 minutes of peekaboo, oh, I've seen the entire season 2. So no spoiler alert? No spoiler alert. I don't do spoiler alert. Yeah. Like last week, there was a guy saying, oh, well, somebody guessed it was going to be Julie time traveling. And I'm like, how did you guess that? Oh, well, you know, I did research. No, you just watched the entire season. I wish people would be more honest with where they get their information as opposed to just throwing it out there and wanting us to believe, you know, trust me, bro, trust me. No, you've just seen the episodes. There is no trust you. You've seen the entire season. It is what it is. So that goes for everybody. I may have to start saying for these live streams that, hey, if you've seen the entire season, before you drop a spoiler or a leak, give us a heads up. Spoiler alert. Because not everybody really wants the entire season spoiled. Some people kind of do want to maybe get a few things here and there, a couple of leaks. I mean, the MGM is doing their own leaking. Because obviously, this in the trailer, more than likely, is what they pulled up from the Lake of Tears. And we're going to see this on next episode, episode 5. We can kind of get that from what MGM's put out there. But at least give us a choice. Even if he was lying, that was still annoying. Yeah, he was spamming the chat. Instead of putting everything in one comment, he was just spamming the chat. He's probably gone by now. I put him on timeout. Usually people like that, they come, they rapid fire, and then when they see that they're timed out or something, they go on to the next comment section where they're live or uploaded. Okay. So, so this comes from, so I think we're done with episode 4 as far as looking at it. I think we're done at this point. Is there anything else you all have for Of Myths or Monsters? I think we covered everything as far as with the last live stream we did. We did the whole story walking thing. I gave a theory on that, and you all said stuff in the chat. And then we did the rest of Myths and Monsters, talked about Victor more than likely munching on people like Pac-Man to survive for decades. And then we did this thing at the end, which I think is going to be the scarecrows. Then the dude came in. So I think at this point, we're going to close this down and we're going to look at what has come from people in the emails. So Incognito's asking, did the guy give away the entire plot? I don't know. I mean, he basically mentioned stuff that's been like a rumor in these From Streets. He's mentioned stuff that's been rumors that people have said in comment sections and stuff. you really can't really have a good From experience until the season's over with, and then you can't spoil anymore. But so this is from the desk of let's see, it's from the desk of Jessica. Let me make sure. Yeah, so Jessica said, I don't know. Jessica never answered if she made this or not. We're gonna say that Jessica made this. This is Jessica's theory, her theory PDF, and then we got some stuff from other stuff from email to look at. All right. So understanding the From ritual and the 47-year cycle. All right, so I'm going to leave this on screen for everybody to kind of absorb. I'm going to take another break and stretch out. I'm old, y'all. I'm old. We're on hour number 2. I'm old. Actually, hour number 3. So let me stretch out, get some water, and I'll be right back. All right. We are back.
Let's go.
Let's do this. Let's do it. Hour number 2. So this is from the desk of Jessica. We're going to check it out. Let's see. Oh, the merry-go-round opens the hole for the Lake of Tears. Yeah, so hopefully you all can see it. All right, so understanding the From ritual and the 47-year cycle. A simplexic relationship between the characters in the town of From supernatural structure. The root symbol, circular entry exit portal, lighthouse, well, root soul extraction system. Okay. That is right here. This is the lighthouse. This is zone 1. The tower and the extraction, talismans. So 3 talismans. And Kui kids, 47 total. I guess they're in here. So I don't remember seeing a symbol on the outside of the lighthouse. Or maybe it's on the inside. The ritual contract, the boundary 4+7, tunnels, collection grief, rising tide, mirror population 47, residents 47 monsters, the great harvest reset, ward 40, what? Zone 3, the hospital and nursery, ward 407, 47 rooms. Nurse Tilly, the man in yellow, the caretaker. Tilly, entity, planter, town and caretaker, hospital. What? The final answer, the town has no exit, only different cages. The 47 siblings are waiting in rooms 1 through 47. The Lake of Tears. That's the Ankh sign right there. I don't know. Could be. I don't know. What do y'all think? I don't know. What is this we are looking at? It's understanding the From ritual and the 47-year cycle. Who has 47 siblings? I don't know what to make of it. Not convinced. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. So she sent in some pictures for this is from Reddit. Normally I like to find where in the episode these pictures would be, so we don't have to really look at like Reddit. But apparently these are the pictures that I guess Ethan is sitting in the kitchen looking at Victor's drawings in the very beginning of season 3 episode 4 and seeing that was one. Let me see, did I cut this off? Yeah. Seeing as that was one of the episodes the showrunner suggested we rewatch, I figured they deserve a special look. They only show 2. The first one is potentially Julie in the ruins. So I guess it could be Julie in the ruins. It seems like it'd be Victor and Sarah in the tent when he was telling secrets, because if these are Victor's drawings, I doubt that Victor would have seen Julie in the ruins. I think this is Victor in the tent with Sarah, if I had to take a guess. And let's see, The first one, potentially Julie in the Ruins. I don't think so. But I don't know who the figure with curly hair is that's with her. Maybe that's how Victor sees himself. The green sweater makes me think of Jim, but it's also possible that these two people are from Victor's timeline. I love how they both have mace hands. Yeah. These could be the past. I mean, if Victor was telling secrets, for all we know, it could have been other people telling secrets and Victor was like eavesdropping. I've never seen Victor with a green shirt before, or any of the women with a purple shirt. Or else Victor and Eloise back in childhood, could be that. The next photo is super interesting. And it clearly takes place at the Red Rocks Tabitha dreamt about. All right, let's look at them. Why would we think it's the Red Rocks? But I don't know who those three figures are holding hands, and I certainly don't know who the figure in black with the hood is. For those keeping track of the lost familiarities, there is a Smoke Man monster drawing that was shown during the credits and used to live in Victor's room. But I don't know what that man in black is. The same thing. Would love your opinions and thoughts. This could be some fan art for all we know. This could be fan art. I don't know. Those are Eloise drawings, I think. Okay. So Mita says, I just think it's weird that Tabby, Miranda, Henry, Christopher, Jade, Victor, Julie, Ethan, Eloise is missing in those. And so Thomas, that's the bad luck bloodline. And Cognito says, but when you look at the clock in the post office, it's often pointed on 4 and 7. Well, the clock's batteries might be dead. Telling stories and such, like he recreated with Sarah in the basement. That's what MG Merkin is saying. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing as far as like telling secrets. But I mean, there are two pictures, and it does. I guess this is supposed to be Ethan looking at these. So one thing that kind of has me curious is that this is paper that has hole punches in it right here. And I don't know. I may have to go back and rewatch the episode, but this is supposed to be season 3, episode 4. So I don't know. For all we know, this could be someone's art that was used in the show, and it doesn't really have an actual explanation to it. And this is something else Jessica sent. It's Boyd with the goat, with Alma the goat. So that one's not really there's nothing really mysterious about that one. So that one doesn't really need much discussion, because I think we all remember when Boyd got Alma the goat season 1, and he gave the goat to Father Kotri to talk to Ellis, and Ellis told Boyd about Abby having mental health issues. Okay, so this is Incognito's picture. Maniela with crows. Okay. Okay, so Jessica has also sent. It's basically the songs and the scene when it plays. So I think we'll do a chit chat stream in case anybody wants to also do a panel and I'll read those. And I think Amanda sent some stuff. Oh, you know what? One last thing, and then we'll switch, because I think what Amanda had sent was like just like notes, but nothing like a picture. I could just read that as far as the notes, and then what Jessica made as far as the songs. You know, we'll go through the songs. Yeah, we'll go through the songs. So unfortunately, it's not like a... So I'll have to just show you the email. So there really isn't a way that I could make this larger, because it's more like this is I think it's called landscape mode. Okay. All right. So I sent you a lot of notes. We'll go through it. I'll look for them. We'll go through it. So Amanda says, we have magic, water, electricity. Why not magic batteries? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Okay, so Mike says he's always down to go through some songs. What about the song that was playing in the car with Henry and Tabitha? It's a good question. All right, so yeah, wherever that song was is not on this list, provided by Jessica. So she says, we are told there is clues in the songs that play in the diner. Here's a breakdown of the song title and scene breakdown of episode. All right, so we got to get out of this place. That's season 1, episode 1. Boyd rings the evening bell. If it be your will, that's Tien Chen closes the diner at night while the townspeople continue accepting life in the town instead of fighting it. Last train to Clarksville, Jim and Ethan eat breakfast at the diner after their first night trapped in town. The Matthews family is realizing their old life may be gone. That's the last train to Clarksville. Blue, the Matthews family shares dinner with Boyd while everyone struggles with loneliness and being trapped. If I had a boat, Boyd asks Abby for a sign at her grave. Later, the song suddenly plays in the diner, convincing him to go into the forest and search for answers. True. Everybody knows this is nowhere, plays during growing frustration about being stuck in town permanently. A hard rain's a gonna fall, plays as danger and chaos are building before the major supernatural events in season 2. Okay. Who by the Fire, season 2. The bus newcomers arrive and everyone fears who will survive and who will die. In Dreams, connected to the Dream Nightmare storyline and the creepy music box score or curse. Celebration, one of the cruelest moments, that's when Kenny mourns Tien Chen's death. Alone in the diner while the jukebox mockingly plays Celebration, Kenny smashes the jukebox. Oh Child, Kenny and Acosta are talking in a diner. The song plays during a quieter emotional moment about hope and surviving. Okay. This is some songs for the diner. Interesting. I think Mike said he likes hearing about the songs. let's see. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So Meta dropped a video. It was on Saturday. Yeah, so it's a thing where you got to download. So last time with the what she used, I was able to click on it. I don't want to download anything. So Meta, if you want your notes to be heard, you may want to hop on a panel, or maybe you have to send it the way you sent it last time, or send a text. Yeah, Google does not want you to be great. Google does not want you to be great. Okay. Okay. All right, so you know what? All right, one last thing. Do I have it? I guess since we're here, we might as well look at from season 4, episode 5 trailer. I mean, people were using their press passes to drop the trailer for season 5 on Sunday. It was crazy. There's even people got explanations of the trailer. Yeah, it's. So we're gonna look at season 4, episode 5 trailer, and then we'll yeah, the trailer's been out. It's crazy. So we'll look at it. I think we've already kind of seen it from like the spoiler trailer that we played a week or two ago. Here it is. And I'll just give y'all a heads up. So next time I do a quote unquote show will be at least the 20th. That'll be 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, for a show like this. The streams in between now and then will be more like a chit chat stream where it's like StreamYard and we're just kind of like talking. It'll be kind of like that. All right, so episode 5, I think. MG Merkin is saying, yeah, I mean, they got season 4, episode 5 trailer already out. It's Tuesday. People were dropping this thing on Sunday, like right at midnight. You can tell who has the press passes or press credentials and they're using them to do stuff, because when episode 4 came on MGM Plus, they dropped their vehicle right at the exact moment, and then like an hour later, trailer for episode 5. And I'm like, wow, we're not even trying to hide it. Not even trying to hide it. Yeah, so season 4 is just like season 3, where it's just like people throwing out spoilers and leaks like spades. So, okay, here's the trailer for season 4, episode 5.
Show me what I used to know. Show me what's in here that'll help us leave.
Is there something in that lake we need to be afraid of?
I think I've seen them before.
There's something old here, and it's feeding off our suffering, and it doesn't stop.
The answers you sought come wrapped in painful truths.
How does this help? How do I stop it from happening this time?
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. One more time, y'all. One more time.
Show me what I used to know. Show me what's in here that'll help us leave.
Is there something in that lake we need to be afraid of?
I think I've seen them before.
There's something old here, and it's feeding off our suffering, and it doesn't stop.
The answers you sought come wrapped in painful truths.
How does this help? How do I stop it from happening this time?
Okay. 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 So what do y'all think before we go through this very, very slow without any volume? Little J was talking to Boyd. Maybe we get to learn more about Tabitha's dreams. Yeah. Those totems are the same heads that Randall was carving on the bus. What is his connection? See, everyone should be viewed as being suspicious. They gave out so much. Yeah, they did. There's probably another trailer somewhere that's got more than this, like a secret trailer, like we found last time. Let me check the email. Is there a secret trailer that you all have? A secret trailer? Like, oh, Spade, here's a secret trailer. It's a trailer to the trailer. A trailer to the trailer. The trailer to the trailer. So there's the press trailer, the public trailer, the executive producer trailer, the trailer for the actors who were in a particular scene. Trailer to the trailer. All right, so Jade is on the shrooms. He's going on a trip. Boyd is just watching him. I guess he's opening up his third eye. Now Jade is seeing things. Boyd is like, WTF. What do you see? Yeah, they're pulling out the scarecrows from the water. And then Donna was asking, I think, Tabitha, is this safe to pull out? No, it's not. It's not safe to pull. Wait a minute. Look at this dude. There's no chivalry. Chivalry? Look at this. This guy is just like watching stuff happen. I guess this is Tabitha right here. Maybe. I don't know. But we got the main cast doing the main work. I heard that. He's sitting back. I'm going to let the ladies handle this. Look at the... ripped off the Band-Aid. Okay. Right. He's the person that started this whole thing. He pulled a little bit and decided to take a break. I'm going to let you all keep going. I don't want no parts of this. Roger is useless except to cause trouble. Uh-oh. Roger, they got you. They pretty much saying that you're nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble.
That's how we get you all the time.
Yeah, that's how they get them. They do the little bit of the work, step back, let other people jump in and complete it. I heard that. And guess who gets credit? Roger. Roger gets credit. Okay, pulling the scarecrows out. Donna's like, is this safe to take out of here? No, it's not safe. It's not safe. It's buried for a reason. But then again, it could be a good thing because remember the talisman stones were kind of like buried and hidden. So these could be a good thing. What if the scarecrows bust into the cabin to save the people from something else? Probably not. Probably not. That seems like a situation that should be supervised by Boyd. Well, Boyd didn't want to come. Boyd had to stay behind and help Jade with his trip. So there's that. So yeah, no Boyd. Just got Donna leading the charge. Yep, they're uncovering the scarecrows. Tabitha, maybe she remembers something from the past. Maybe she played with them as a doll or doll version. Tabitha remembers seeing the totems. The totems could be a warning that these scarecrow are in the Lake of Tears and maybe they've been imprisoned there. So the totems could be a warning. Do not go any further. We have defeated the scarecrows and put them in the lake to keep them there. And Jade dismantled a part of the totem to get Christie's foot out of the bear trap. And what Tabitha, which it looks like a different version of Tabitha, because she had on red before. Let me pull up that picture and show y'all. Yeah, did they recast the Tabitha when she was a little girl? She looks, I mean, not trying to, be offensive or anything, but she looks Native American. I remember having a theory that maybe the original Jade was that he came from he came from Britain or something, and Tabitha, the original Tabitha, may have been a Native American. Yeah, I made a video about that. Let's see. Maybe I got one theory right. One out of like 1,000. Let's see. Yeah, right here. Did they recast Tabitha? Young Tabitha got recast? Because, I mean, I'm not trying to, I'm just saying, did they recast? Because if Tabitha's supposed to be Native American, the one on the left looks more Native American than the one on the right. I'm just talking about just features or whatever. So this may, I was thinking that it's possible the original townspeople could have may have been a part of like Jamestown or something, and they had to kind of eat each other to survive, and that may be the reason why Roanoke had people missing. So like the original townspeople could have been colonists, and they came and colonized, and then they may have intermingled with the Native Americans in America. Because there's a lot of stuff in the township between sky chasers and different things that surrounds and Colony House and other, I think maybe in some of the houses they have kind of like dream catchers, and dream catchers are associated with Native Americans. And it's unknown, did someone bring that with them or were they already there? So I don't know. What do y'all think? So MG says, I'm thinking 1609, the starving time in Jamestown. Yeah. But could be Roanoke, etc. Yeah, it could be. I mean, the same way Victor may have had to allegedly survive by munching on people that he used to talk and hang with. Could have been the same way the Native Americans were. And I mean, if you think about it, okay, you're starving, you're trying to survive, you can't leave, it's winter. And then here comes the man in yellow saying, I have a way you can survive. You may not like it. And then the man in yellow and the original townspeople are munching on other people, including maybe Native Americans. So that could be a thing. That could be a thing. I had a theory where, so MG saying I had a theory where one of the colonists took a native wife who talked him out of the sacrifice as taboo. Yeah, I mean, the original Tabitha could have been Native American and the original Jade could have been a colonist. And that's the same theory I came up with. Like, you know, it would make sense that saying that we used to sing the lullabies, for all we know, all of the colonists may have not been down to eat teddy bears, and all the Native Americans may have not been down for that. It may have been some people down, and then when the original Jade and the original Tabitha found out, they tried to stop it and failed, and their daughter got caught up in being a part of the sacrifice. So Red Star 24 says, didn't they prove that the missing colony really integrated with the close native tribe? I mean, to this day, there's like rumors of stuff, but as far as Roanoke, no one really knows. There's no actual concrete, definitive answer, just kind of like rumors. So the Cold Lane says, I think you can hype when the live is done. Yeah. Yeah, once the live is done, you can hype it up. I mean, for now, you can just share it or whatever. Share it to your social media, like Facebook if you're on that, or text it to your friends and family if they're into From. Okay, so MJ McKirkin says, yes, they've basically proven it. Okay. So House of Mystics is talking about eliminating people to take their lands, which is a thing. So Incognito says, if you were talking about hyping a video, you can after the live is done. Okay. Maybe this is young Tabitha a few years later. That seems... They seem completely different. I don't know. I mean, you know, a character is a character. If they recast, who cares, right? I say who cares. It's just... So let me take this one down. But, so this is supposed to be, I guess, a young Tabitha. And it could be that the totems were a warning not to get the scarecrows from the water. But how would you know? How would you know unless you pull them up and you're like, oh, this is what this is? Because even Tabitha probably is going to say, well, I don't really remember. And, you know, Tabitha is the worst person for accepting stuff because she's still in denial. Matter of fact, when you think about it, okay, Jade and Tabitha, their eyes were opened and they were shown things. But it's almost like they were shown stuff as if it was like a highlight reel. And they're looking at the highlight reel of someone else's lives and they're just like, oh, okay. Because I'm thinking it was kind of like your eyes are opened, you remember stuff, and now you know things. But it's like knowledge comes at a cost, but that knowledge is like peekaboo. Jade has to take mushrooms to remember this and that. I mean, I thought your eyes were open, you're good. From Google, yes, researchers have discovered numerous 16th century English artifacts of Hatteras Island, historically known as Croatian Island. Okay. So Raul says, totems to me is like they are not supposed to go across them. Yeah. Red Star 24 says, baby, she's basically been running away for all her lives with Henry, Jim, etc. Yeah. So King Dre, why is Ethan the only kid in From Town? Well, we saw in a previous live stream that there's other like kids in town. They're just in the background. So there are other kids in town. Let me pull up a screenshot. I think I took a screenshot last time. Yeah, there are other kids in town. They're just in the background. Yeah, so this is from you missed the research stream that we did. Yeah, this is somebody right here in the background. So they're there. They just aren't main character. They're just background characters. So, and then, remember Amanda and maybe somebody else had mentioned that there's pregnant people in town. So people are giving birth. People are giving birth and having babies. They're just not main character to really just see them doing stuff. But, like, who's this guy right here? We've seen him. Like, who's this guy? It's a little girl right here. It's a whole kid. It's a pregnant woman. People were saying that this person is who I thought Tien Chan Lu is. And I'm like, no, this is a completely different outfit. It's the same episode. Completely different outfit. So this can't be this woman. This is completely different than what we saw. And then, look, who is this? When did you get here? How long have you been here? Are you pregnant? I shouldn't ask that. But Ethan is not the only. Ethan and Julie are not the only kids. They're just the only main cast. There's probably a whole bunch of people coming into the township. No choosing ceremony. They just put them in Colony House. So there you go. So who asked that? King Dre 317. Yeah, there's other kids in town. They're just in the back. In the back. All right, so there's that. So Rawls 7388. No kids in Colony House, I don't think. Well, how do you know? How do you know? I mean, where does she live? Where does she sleep? Where do you sleep? And see, they're all okay. All this is happening in town. This is the car accident. So it could be that people from Colony House ran to go look at the car accident, the sheriff, the car accident that happened that went into the sheriff's station. But look how far Colony House is to the town. And this is the crowd that formed right at the accident. So these are probably all townies in this picture. Yeah, who are you? You look a little bit like a young man. Young man, who are you? He looks like this looks like somebody who is like a senior in high school. Who are you? When did you get here? I mean, who are you back here? Why are you hiding your face? Show us your face. Who are you? When did you have time to shape up your beard? Who are you? What's going on?
What the heck?
Yeah. So Incognito says, I hope we'll see what has scared Kid Tabitha. Yeah. He's just visiting from Stranger Things for the day. Oh, you know what? That does look like him. I forgot his name. He was the guy who had the guitar. Yeah. Yeah. When did you get here? Oh, the teen in yellow. This the teen in yellow right here? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So Rick says Colony House is farthest from everyone or every other building. Mostly, maybe the clinic is close. Now the clinic is right next to Colony House. So I'm going to take this down. Let's see. Here's the township right here. So this is the clinic is right here, close to the greenhouse and Colony House. So, I mean, according to Google, Colony House and the clinic are like maybe a 5-minute walk from the town, but still, car accident happens. Look how far you got to go to get in the action. Those are probably townies all in that shot that we just saw. Because you could say we haven't seen any kids at Colony House, but I mean, Ethan was there. And as far as let's see, yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, the totems may apply to the scarecrows. And they're about to dig them up. And now Tabitha is giving an angry look to the totem. It's a little bit late. It's a little bit late to be mean mugging the totem. And maybe it was the scarecrow that went after Tabitha. Uh-oh. So some force has put Marielle against the chalkboard in, or whatever the green board is. I think it's a chalkboard in the clinic. Yeah, this is where she gives Christy the conversation about something ancient here and been feeding off of us. See, you all had your chance to pray with Sophia in yellow, and she could have given y'all mercy. Now she's gonna do some stuff to you all to scare the God into you. Christy remembers being chained up. Season 2, episode 10. Chained up the same way. On that same chalkboard that we just saw her on. Screaming. Yeah. So Boyd's on the trip. So we noticed that Boyd is looking at Jade. So Boyd cannot see the younger version of Jade. So this is probably during that trip that Jade is waiting to go on. So now Jade, he's probably on the trip. Looking. So this might have been when he tried to save the children in the past and they're like putting him in the tomb. Oh, wow. This looks kind of like the slabs of rock. So maybe this is what happened in the beginning. The slabs of rock the Nkui kids were put on could have been tombs. Maybe the Nkui kids are in the tombs. Or, yeah, maybe maybe Jade and Tabitha tried to save them. They were too late, and they've already made the deal, and maybe now they're putting Jade in one of the tombs to get rid of him, the original Jade. So let's just say this is a recreation of when the original townspeople made the Faustian bargain and they took out their own teddy bears. In this scene, if none of them go to creature mode, I think the theory that I have that the original Faustian bargain was for eternal life, but it didn't make them into monsters. That it could be true that they made a second Faustian bargain mid-century where they traded their soul to create the trap. And when they lost their soul, they became monsters. So we'll pay attention to the scene to see if anyone turns into a monster while putting Jade in this tomb. If no one goes to monster mode, I think 2 Faustian bargains might be what happened. The first one was for eternal life, where they sacrificed the teddy bears. The second one, they sacrificed their souls to create the trap, and they became monsters mid-century. And that's the reason why you still have a town built, because they were still operating and running the town as a trap before the trap was set. And that might be the reason why we have the getaway billboard sign right next to the Matthews new home. On the other part of that, they have the Blue Star Motel, which could have been another fake thing created to lure people into town. So we'll pay attention to this scene. I guess this is going to be this Sunday, season 4, episode 5. We'll see if anyone turns into a monster. If no one does during this scene, then I think it might be that there was 2 Faustian bargains and not 1. We'll see. We'll see. So Red Star 24 says, true, Rick, it was probably like the Mickelsons having to die to be reborn as monsters. So Rick Costa says, I want to see Jade turn into a monster and then wake up from his trip next to Boyd. I calls it. Okay. Okay. Sophia and Yellow and Boyd seem to have really good eyesight. Yeah, they're forcing him down. Okay. Okay. We done put in 3 hours in this thing. Time flies when you're having fun. All right. So I think it created Fromville as a sort of bardo in which to play out the quest to save the kids. Could be. All right, so are the kids in stone coffins too? I guess we'll find out this Sunday. So Incognito says, tinfoil theory. What if the scarecrows are a manifestation of the sacrificed children and they targeting the bad ones? Could be. But remember the description for next episode, the town's going to be dealing with a tragedy. So this Sunday, it doesn't look like it's going to be too good as far as what happens during the episode. So yeah, let's see. You know what? So instead of letting the stream continue on, what I'll do is I'll make a chit chat stream in case anybody wants to keep chatting. I said I was going to start doing that instead of letting the stream go on long with like music or whatever. So we're about to transition to a chit chat stream. I may go back later and change the thumbnail on this stream. Maybe not. I'm not really sure. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it's gonna say Julie should take the books with her while story walking. That'll be the thumbnail. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you should be redirected automatically. If not, the link is in the chat here. So give me, I'm going to say maybe 1 minute, maybe two to get my laptop going. So yeah, so you should be redirected. If not, click on the link. See you there at the chit chat stream, and then we'll be able to keep the chat going. All right, thanks for watching. Go forth.